Okay, now shall we go to next lesson? Kadavu, sacred turtles of Kadavu. It may be an interesting lesson, just like Balarama Balamangalam stories, and you may be a bit curious and interested. Actually, can this happen? Is this possible? These questions may disturb you when you read that particular experience, anecdote the author wrote. Okay, normally and generally, newspaper report may be asked from this lesson. And how to prepare a newspaper report is very important because it's a skill in writing reports. Okay, and there should be a headline. When you read the newspaper, you might have watched. The headline should be catchy, crispy, and taking the reader into the news stories. Okay, and that should be the quality of the headline. And then there should be dateline. Date and place can be given under. The first sentence of the report is vitally important because every important information the reader wants to know will be there in the very first sentence. It is the head of the report. Some people are excitedly running somewhere, and you are there, you saw them running, and you are anxious to know what happened, and naturally your first question to one of the runner will be what, and he answers there's an accident, and your very next question, where? Okay, and the next question, when? And next question, who are the people died? These are all the questions. Okay, this is the order in which the readers want to know from a news report, from a newspaper. Okay, so these important questions should be addressed in the very first sentence. What, where, when, and who. For example, Mammootty is coming here to inaugurate a shop in your city. Naturally, who is very important. Okay, and how, in certain cases, how will be important, and how that particular accident happened. And all these questions, according to their priority, the answer should be there in the very first sentence. Okay, and that is the format of a report. It has got the reverse pyramid format. You know what's a pyramid? It is the newspaper report has got entirely different format of a story. Okay, just the opposite from the format of a story. Okay, in the story, the minute details are collected first, then comes to the climax. But in a report, the climax comes first. Actually, the headline is a crispy, simple, but attractive climax, no doubt. And an extension of the headline is there in the first sentence. And then the other details are given. Okay, a typical best news report you can have from the lesson Sacred Turtles of Kadavu. And that particular ceremony, ritual, there is reported by a news reporter to a particular newspaper. Let's go to it. The headline, the sacred turtles danced in Fiji. This is the headline. Naturally, you may think, sacred turtles dance? No. you're curious, you're surprised a bit. So there is a tendency to go for further reading. Okay, let us go to the first sentence. Namuana. That is the place, and you can add a date, and it is called dateline. A strange ritual that is prevalent in Kadavu caught the attention of thousands of foreigners when pretty maidens of Namuana village assembled on the seashore and called the giant turtles, singing a curious chant. As I told you earlier, all important informations are there provided to the reader. What, where, when, and how. All these questions are perfectly addressed in the very first sentence, and the sentence is a bit long. Okay. A strange ritual, an unusual, unfamiliar ritual that is prevalent, that is going on in Kadavu, caught the attention, and this particular ritual caught the attention of thousands of foreigners. Thousands of foreigners are got attracted, got attended to the ritual when pretty maidens of Namuana, beautiful girls, teenaged girls, are there assembled on the seashore, and they called, and these girls are calling these giant, large-sized turtles, singing a curious, strange song or a chant. Okay, this is the first sentence. Now, the sacred turtles rose one by one to float on the surface of water, and these turtles are rising one by one to the surface to float on the water, listening to the songs, and these turtles are listening to the songs of these beautiful girls. The village was illuminated with lights and colors to charm the people to the turtle calling ceremony, and to attract the people, to charm, to welcome the people curious to know, interested to know more about this ritual. The village was illuminated, lighted with colors. Okay, and it is called the turtle calling ceremony. And the women danced in tune with the musical chant, and these women, these girls are not only singing, and at the same time they are dancing also to that particular music chant. And it is amazing to note that. It is interesting. It is wonderful to note that the turtle would never rise up if someone is present from Kadavu, a nearby village. Interesting that you have learned in your textbook, and the secret behind it, and those legend, that story of Rhodalis and the prince and the princess, you have learned, and you know why these turtles are not coming up onto the surface of the sea. If someone is there from the nearby village, neighboring village, the name of that village is Kadavu. Okay, and there is an interesting folk legend behind it. There is a folk legend behind this. It is believed that these rising turtles are the descendants of Tinekaboga, the legendary queen of the village, and Rhodalis, her sweet daughter. And these turtles, giant, large-sized turtles, are the descendants of these two legendary queen and her daughter Rhodalis and her sweet daughter, who were attacked and drowned to the sea by fishermen of Kadavu village. That you know the story. And these two women, when they were going to the sea to catch fish. The fishermen from the neighboring village attacked them and drowned them into the sea. Credibility of the story may be debatable. The credibility means vishwasyata. The credibility of the story, it may be right or wrong, that story. But one thing is real. What is that reality? The reality of turtles responding to the chant is not. But the turtles are responding, reacting and listening to that dance and beautiful musical chant that comes out from that seashore, and that's a reality that you can, if you want to know, you can go to the Kadavu island and watch it in person. Okay, that's it. So this is a newspaper report, and if some other questions are asked from this lesson, you may use these points, but not in the format of newspaper report. And every type of questions we are going through. Okay, that's why it is given to you. Okay, thank you.